Great to have Brad Adam with us. He's been with the Mariners over 25 years, so he knows a lot about their history. The Mariners are retiring the number 51 of Hall of Fame pitcher Randy Johnson, five-time Cy Young winner, his first coming in 1995 with the Mariners. Saturday at the ballpark, he'll have his number 51 retired. That's well-deserved, Brad.
Oh, absolutely. You know, to share that number with Ichiro, think about those two guys, right? Randy, arguably the best left-handed pitcher ever, and Ichiro, certainly one of the best hitters and players ever. So two 51s out there, dueling 51s will be a really cool, real cool ceremony, and just a real cool thing out there in the pen to see another retired number. It's going to be like an hour pregame. We're going to have it all on Mariners TV starting at 5:30. The Mariners know how to do pregame ceremonies. It'll be good, and I hope that Randy, you know, is buried the hatchet with the team, and I hope it's all positive for him, and I hope that, you know, a lot of ex-Mariners and the Mariner Hall of Famers come back, and it's, you know, he's embraced by the city as he should. I know there was some controversy with the way he left and kind of what it's been like lately, or you know, last couple of years, but I hope that he, you know, understands the moment, and it'll be a real nice event for everyone.
I think it's going to be a great weekend. You know, I had the chance to see Randy in Cooperstown during Ichiro's induction into the Hall of Fame, Brad, and it just feels like he's embraced Mariner Nation again. I think Mariner fans as well have embraced him. And you started off by saying one of the greatest pitchers of all time, and it's hard to argue. 10-time All-Star, 5-time Cy Young Award winner, through a perfect game, through a no-hitter. I mean, the stats go on and on. I go back to May 25th, guys, 1989. The Expos, remember them? Yeah, they're the ones that traded Randy Johnson to the Mariners. Mariners sent Mark Langston to the Expos, and the rest is history for number 51. I guess when you think of Randy Johnson, though, Brad, you just think of the power and being so big on the mound. And then I think of that coming out of the bullpen in that playoff game. I mean, just how special are some of these memories as you look back?
Yeah, that's a huge one, that postseason run. I mean, it's just amazing. Back then, you know, there weren't many, you know, certainly not the pitch clock, but pitch counts, right? I mean, it wasn't like he's approaching 100, you better get Randy out. No, he's approaching 160. Maybe we'll go check on him. That was kind of the way it was back then, right? So his willingness to take the ball in those situations was phenomenal. And you know, we asked Dan about it the other day, because he's certainly going to be there, and caught him, and Dave Valley kind of echoes it. I mean, just in the intimidation factor. I mean, this guy was, you see his presence and you felt it on the mound, and hitters felt it as well. Dan telling a story of, you know, one time he's pitching and he's just ranting, raging up and down the dugout. He's like, just get me one. That's all I need. They're not, just get me one. You know, I mean, he was just that type of mentality on the mound. So I'm glad I never faced him. You know, just cover him is covering from a distance. That's perfect for us.
Yeah. You know, we talk about Randy, and you bring up the Expos, Chris. When he first got to Seattle, he was hitting everything but the catcher's mitt. I mean, remember, he was a wild man when they got him.
Yeah, he was very. It took him a few years to kind of dial in his control and stuff. And you know, stories about him when you get to like 3-ball count, he would just hit a guy because he didn't want to walk people. That's true. He would just hit him because he didn't want to get another walk. So, you know, it took a while, you know, with Dave Valley telling us how, you know, it kind of reined him in. But once he got close to that strike zone, I mean, with that Mr. Snappy and the fastball and just the way his attitude and the intensity he had, I mean, he was a tough customer, no doubt about that. And, you know, a guy who was really good with the Mariners, obviously, and then just got better. Right? I mean, he had 4 straight Cy Youngs, I think, with Arizona, World Series. I mean, he just longevity and just kept getting better and better. So, you know, hats off to him.
Yeah, and that's what always amazes me, guys, about just these baseball scouts out there is, I mean, this is a young man that was with USC. I think his ERA was near 5, you know, and had trouble finding the strike zone in college. But, you know, these scouts look at these young, talented baseball players like, there's something there, and obviously there was. He's a Hall of Famer now and going into the Mariner Hall of Fame with his jersey being retired. So it's going to be a fun weekend indeed. I guess what I got to ask, though, on this one is number 51. I mean, we going to get a statue outside there too for him as well, Brad, or is what are we thinking there?
Certainly, you know, in the talks about that, right? I mean, Hall of Famer. Usually, the criteria is a Hall of Famer, and but granted, he did go in as a Diamondback.
Yeah, but so, Brad, what I was leading to was when the other 51 statue, producer Joel, do we have that video? Do we have that? When the other 51 statue. Here, Brad, what do we think here?
It wasn't Joel's fault, was it? No. Yeah, that's H-Rose laughing. Yeah.
I was nowhere near that area.
I'm glad they had a good laugh about it.
For the record, Brad, I was nowhere near that area, so you can't put the blame on me.
Hey, he called you out by name, Joel, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yep, everything's good. I was here.
Brad, you ever hear that story about Randy? And again, it's kind of the lore that grows, but that he kept a bag of baseballs near his bed. So if he had a home invasion or an intruder, he would just reach over and hit the guy with baseballs. You ever hear that story?
I have not heard that one.
Are you serious? Serious? I'm just making
maybe
up.
later. Hey,
There's
later in his
stories
career,
about Randy Johnson, and that's one of them.
He had
I don't
a
know
bag
if it's
of
true.
balls
Bag of balls near his bed. So if a guy breaks into his house, he reaches over and hits him with a couple 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, knocks him out, and that's the end of the threat.
I've not heard that one. Hey, early in his career, he would have missed the guy. You know, you got to wait for him to get good control. So,
See,
wow.
Before Wikipedia, Paul was working, and he's got all this information up there, Brad. I mean, it's incredible the amount of knowledge Paul has.
We might as well have a little fun on Randy's time, but you know,
got that all written down in index cards. You know,
that's right.
I like that.
And my Rolodex.
Rolodex, gosh. Hey, cleaning out my office and desk there at Root Sports, I found my old Rolodex. I think you're in there, Sylvie.
I bet I am.
Oh, well.
I bet you are. Back in the day, right? We had to get your number, you write it down a little under S. It's so
That's
cute.
right, man.
Hey, before you go, Brad, we do have to ask you, because coming up in our top 5, we've got our top 5 Mariner nicknames of all time. We're kind of paying tribute to the nicknames with the big unit, the big weekend ahead for him. But favorite nickname for a Mariners player over the years?
You know, Big Dumper would be too easy. I do like for George Kirby, Furious George. I like that one.
That's a good one.
You know, I'll just go with just a classic that people really gravitated towards, and that was the King. Yeah. You know, when they first started calling Felix the King, the Mariners were kind of worried about it. Like, I don't know if that's going to work. Maybe refrain from calling him the King for a while. But once they leaned into it, and we got King's Court, which was fantastic, and other players would just refer to Felix as the King. He's like, yeah, the King's got the best changeup in the league, blah, 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 and the King. So, I mean, it really took off and it fit, you know, and he embraced it. The team did. It was, for me, the King with the K cards and everything, that was just a cool nickname, and one that everybody kind of got behind.
Yeah, the King's Court, the ultimate in promotions. Yeah. I mean, Greg Green, Kevin Martinez, the group over there, that was phenomenal. I think there was a game, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, where it wasn't just the King's Court. They had everybody with the K cards and the yellow shirts. It was just, what a sight.
Yeah, in his last game, remember when he went up into the stands and was taking pictures with everybody in their shirts and K cards? Really cool. So I'm gonna go with the King.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that, King Felix. It. Well, there's quite a few to choose from, and it's a good chance to bring on producer Joel Knipp, because you know we like to rip him for these ultimate 5 lists that he brings out, and he misses so many guys. Joel, we're really counting on you to bring the nicknames on this.
I will, and I really like Brad's top 2 there. Curious George, I hadn't heard of, used that much, but Big Dumper, he might make the he might make the top 5, but he may be a little bit new. Might?
Oh, he's got to. Might, Joel?
Gosh, Joel.
But just to be sure, you said Furious George, right?
Furious George or Curious
Furious.
George? Oh, okay. I like that
Furious George.
I like that
because he's angry on the mound. They like him to pitch angry.
Joel's thinking of the book he read at Wazoo.
And still does.
Communications class.
Chris, he likes the books with the big print.
Yeah, the man in the yellow hat. He's a character. He's a character, Joel. Yeah.
Listen, Brad.
It was for our graduation. We had to read that in order to pass.
You're taking a shot at your own school.
Exactly. Go ahead.
How long did they give you to read it? Like an hour?
About a month.
Book reports and everything, right, Joel?
That's awesome.
All right, man. Brad, we appreciate it. As always, looking forward to our next visit for sure. Enjoy the weekend, as I know it's a big weekend with Randy Johnson's retirement ceremony, and you got the Royals in town, Braves after that, so plenty of work ahead for you, but we appreciate you making time, man.
Well, anytime, guys. And remember, you got, another half hour? So take me maybe a half hour to come on over. I'll expect you guys here in about an hour.
You got it, buddy. You got it.
You got
All the gear will be in the yard. Let's get going.
I do a nice cross cut. I do a great cross cut. I'll be over there.